Good morning, family members and friends and YouTube subscribers. Today it is Sunday, December 27th, 2018. And that 27 is kind of profound for me. In 1989, in January of 1989, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. That was 27 years ago. My math is right. Let me calculate it again. I'm pretty sure my math was correct that in January I would have been in Atlanta 27 years. So I am excited. 27 years. 27 years ago, I was a little kid, 18 years of age, skin and bones, maybe 160, 170 pounds, maybe 150 pounds. Moved to Atlanta, a city I was not prepared for. I left high school in Cincinnati, Ohio, left early to come to Atlanta, and I didn't know what to expect. Because Cincinnati, Ohio was a city that was predominantly white. A large black population, but a large, predominantly white gay population. Very few black gays in Cincinnati. And I come to the conclusion that Cincinnati is the city that I came out in. So I came to the conclusion that more than likely, there ain't a lot of black gays around America. But I didn't know until I moved to Atlanta. Moving to Atlanta was an eye-opener. Literally the day I got here, I got off at 10th and Spring Street. 10th, if anybody knows Atlanta, 10th and Spring Street was right down the street from Loretta's. There's a gas station in that corner. And I literally, we didn't have no cell phones in 1989. I got off at 10th and Spring Street and called my mother and said, how do I get to where you all are at? And she had to put a coworker of hers on the phone who gave me directions to try to get to where they were living at. I was very good with directions. But as I'm on the phone, the cell phone, on the pay phone in this gas station parking lot, calling my mother, I see all these men coming and going, walking around me. I'm like, well, wow, there's a lot of black guys out here. And they're all looking at me like wolves. They're looking at me and I'm like, okay, what is going on around here? And I was kind of nervous, a little kid. And as soon as I hung up that phone, a guy approached me. I mean, literally, he ran up there. Hey, where you going? You from out of town? And I see you got out-of-state tag. I said, yeah, I just moved here from Ohio. Really? Well, welcome to Atlanta. First guy I met at that gas station. I'm still friends with him today. We're still associates. It's funny because in that gas station that night, I didn't realize that's where my life was going to change. Because I met all these guys, literally. So I went inside the gas station to get some gum, get something to drink. I didn't know all these guys were gay, and they were just hanging out at the gas station on their way down to Loretta's. Loretta's was right up the street. I had no clue. But I met a few guys that night, and I thought, oh, wow, this is kind of strange. I didn't know they were gay. They thought they were very friendly. I thought, well, these are some friendly black guys in Atlanta. They really want to. I was asking direction. They said, yeah, go here, go there, go there. Here's my phone number. If you get lost, I can direct you. You want me to take you out there? I said, oh no, I can find you. I'm pretty good with direction. Go up the street, go up, get back on the highway, go here. I didn't know what I know today, that 10th and Spring Street was the epicenter of gay folks, and that's where everybody was at. Bunch of gays on their way to Loretta's, hanging out at the gas station. I had no clue. First day in Atlanta. So for me, it was kind of like, I don't know what to expect. I left all my friends in Cincinnati, and I was just really getting on my feet, getting to Atlanta. Then Atlanta was a different city back then too. I loved Atlanta that I moved to in 1989 versus the Atlanta that's here today. Because the Atlanta of 1989 was different because you had to go out to meet guys. You had to go to the clubs. You had to get the streets. You at least had to hit the parking lot. And there would be a lot of guys just hanging out in the parking lot. Well, today that's completely changed. You have the internet, and really there is no need to go to a gay club. There's no need to step foot into a gay environment at all. There are many, many gay men who've never stepped foot into a gay club that I personally know because they do all their interactions with men over the internet. But back then, you had to go to the club. And the club was something else. Loretta's was off. When I first walked, the very first time I went to Loretta's was the next weekend. When those guys I had met at that gas station, I start communicating with them, and they said, come back into the city and meet us here. They were young guys, and I was 18, so they couldn't have been no more than in their early 20s. They were a little bit older than me, but I was 18 years of age. Wasn't even sure I could get into the club. In fact, the first night I went to the club, when I walked up to the door, the guy looked at me. He said, "This. Do you know where you're going?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "This is Loretta's." And he was like, "Okay." He looked me up and down. He said, "You sure you want to come in here?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "How much is it?" He said, "I'm not gonna charge you anything. You can come on in." I got into the club free. So that would begin my life. Guys, I'll be very honest with you. I very rarely paid to get in clubs in Atlanta. I don't know why, but they would just see me and just say, come on in. And I wanted to pay, but they always like, come on in, go to the front of the line. What's your name? Walter, come on in. So the club was, when I walked into Loretta's, the very first time I walked into Loretta's and I saw those brothers in there, I was blown away. I was shocked at how attractive, fine, handsome, masculine brothers, and I was blown away. I remember I had my Air Jordans on, my little Nike jumps. I mean, they had those, back in the day, it was the 80s, 1989, I thought I was looking good in my little Nike outfit, running jogging outfit with my Nike Jordans on. I thought I was looking cool. I fit right in. But the crowd was packed. The club, I'd never seen a club packed with so many people. People were dancing. It was all black guys. They were all fine. And everybody was trying to talk to me. And they were trying to offer me drinks. And I wasn't even a drinker at this point. And I'll never forget a bartender came to me. Well, a bartender saw somebody giving me a drink. And he took that drink from me. He said, "How old are you?" I said, "Why?" He said, "How old are you?" And I said, "I'm 18. He said, "If I catch you in this club with a drink, I'm throwing you out." And he gave me a soda. She's like, poured me a little soda. He's like, "Here, you drink that. And don't drink no drinks in this." So there were some brothers who actually cared. Something you don't see today. And there were a lot, I'll be very honest with you. There were a lot of brothers who stepped to me, who were very concerned about a young kid being in that environment. Because I was there, I was out. And they really did, in a way, they all had their interior motives. But I met some very interesting characters. And I've always been kind of slow about moving with things, so I would get phone numbers and call. And of course, people want to jump in bed immediately. I was not that type of guy. I was a kid and I was out of my element. I was new to Atlanta. I met friends. My goal was just to meet friends and hang out. Well, other people had some different motives. Now, I met some brothers. I met some very, very attractive brothers, and they were all older. And I was a little leery of talking to someone older than me because I felt more comfortable in my element than someone talking to someone my age. And back then, when I tell you about everybody in that damn club ran up to me when I walked into that club because they saw a young, innocent kid who had no clue what he was walking into. But I guess what I did have, thank God I had this, a brain. And I knew them niggas I was like, okay, niggas. I might look young and stupid, and I might be green to what's going on, but y'all need to back the fuck up. I'm not that stupid. When I left that club, I went home. And every time I went to the club, I would go home, back to my mama's house. I did not run around Atlanta at 18 years old with these people. And there were some fine brothers trying. Lord, there were some fine brothers. But I just wasn't comfortable. And I was out of my element. I didn't know what was going on. You have all these fears, and I'm in a new city. I don't know my way around. And like, we going to Decatur. I'm like, well, I don't know no shit Decatur is. I'm staying out in Jonesboro. I'm like, I'm going to Jonesboro. I'll see y'all. Call me. Here's my number, and I'll call you, and we'll talk. But I'm not going to go to Decatur. I don't know where Decatur is. I don't know where I'm at. And then slowly over time, I met some friends, and we became really, really close friends. And I grew to start going to parties and functions. I started to know the city a lot better. And once I got comfortable knowing my way around Atlanta, I started venturing out into the city and meeting people. Lord have mercy, I'm telling y'all, I miss those days. No bills, no rent, no car, I had a brand new car. This shit was cheaper. I think I was paying like $99 a month for a Chevy Geo. My insurance maybe $50. It was dirt cheap. Gas was maybe 79 cents a gallon or something. It was so cheap in Atlanta, Georgia. Gas was dirt cheap. I'd go over there for $10 or less, fill my tank up and ride all over the city. Didn't have any responsibilities. I was working 2 jobs. I got a job the day I got here. Literally, because I ended up going to Taco Bell and the guy said, I said, you guys hiring? He said, yes, we need somebody badly. Can you start tomorrow? Fill this application out. I said, okay, I fill the application out. When I got to my mother's place, I said, Mom, I already got a job at Taco Bell. She said, really? I said, right up the street. I stopped there. And they said they were hiring. They said I could start tomorrow. But see, Atlanta was booming back then. I ended up getting a job at Taco Bell, and I ended up getting a second job at the Ramada Renaissance Hotel near the airport. And I worked from sun up to sundown. I was working my ass off because I wanted to stay in Atlanta. So I was working my butt off at these jobs and meeting people, my new group of friends, and then something happened. I just hit I would work from Taco Bell, the daytime, the Ramada Renaissance Ramada Renaissance in the morning, finish up there, and I would go to Taco Bell and close Taco Bell down and ride to Atlanta to meet my friends. We go to the club. I was at the club every night. Every night. That first few months I was here, I was in that club. Loretta's was open every night of the week, and we were right there. My little crew. We were all about the same age, and we would